Testing, testing. Is this thing on? Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, and perhaps even, if you can hear me, good evening. I don't know what happened this morning with my microphone. Actually, I have worked it out. I know what happened with my microphone. It's special, you know. It's relatively new, and it's different to my previous Blue Yeti. Yay, Camilla! How you doing? It's different to my previous Blue Yeti in that it has many other functions. The previous one just had a volume knob so that I can adjust my volume what I'm listening to. The new one, you can press, you can long press, you can, I don't know, half long press, and it all has different functions, and it's all too much for me. So one of those things. Thank you so much for being here. Meg is here, the Nico is here, Nancy's Art is here, the Camilla, the Kemi, who's been waking up for like 4.5 hours. That's crazy. You should try sleeping, my friend. That is so cool. Mr. Neville is here. And did I miss anyone? Probably have. I was so into doing my microphone thing. I'm so glad it works. So welcome everyone. I have only got a really vague plan for the day, and I thought let's just roll with it and see what happens. First of all, drop a music. Is this the right thing? I think this is correct. Then we do this. Do you think streaming gets easier with time? It doesn't. Let me assure you, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Crazy stuff. Let's get some music underway, and then we'll see what surprises this morning has in stock for us. It's going to be a bit of a 3D stream, and it's going to be just a variety of things, really. Wasn't there? Sometimes there's funky playlists here on the front. Sadly, the ones I wanted to share with us this morning is no longer here. Why not? How about, is it under now trending? What a shame. Nope, that's not it. There was something here that I thought would work out quite nicely for us. And of course, now it's always fashion and beauty. That's it. Fashion and beauty. I think that's it. 50 tracks, and we'll roll with that. See what this brings to the party, shall we? Vanessa, the Panther. Vanessa Africa. That is a good name. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. I'm really glad you're here. And Jackie, if you're here, I didn't know that you are the props chick. I was watching the last Sunday stream, and thank you for bringing that to my attention, Camilla, that Jackie is in fact the props chick. Very cool. I didn't know. We all have so many different identities, don't we? One of those things. Let me show you what I'm working on right now, and something in preparation for tomorrow, in which I'd like to do some body painting on the Genesis character in Substance Painter. So this is something we're going to go and finish. I thought it'll be good to avoid nudity on YouTube, and I'm going to projection paint the bikini onto the actual skin texture so that we can go and, you know, do some body painting on her. And this leads me on to another subject that I want to explain, and to which I've had many questions. This is a Blender related thing. How do you paint across seams in Blender? So we're going to go tackle that. And other than that, I have a massive list of other things that I wanted to show you today. Oh yes, indeed, there's a coffee thumbnail that I wanted to make. So the background of that is, let me show you where and why I'd like that. So on Twitter, whenever somebody buys me a coffee, which I greatly appreciate, Ko-fi posts something like this, a great picture here by Scorpia that I've discovered on the Dash Gallery. Seriously cool. Can we look at it in full? Yeah, there we go. Very cool. And she's made all these little props here, or cobbled them together, retextured them, and one puts the finger in the sauce. Very cool by Scorpia on the Dash Gallery. I thought that was very cool. I thought I'd share that with you. So, but anyway, whenever somebody buys me a coffee, this image gets kind of auto posted to Twitter. You thought that was really good as well. Me too. I thought it was great. So this picture gets auto-posted on Ko-fi whenever somebody buys me a coffee, but it's very bland and boring. And I was thinking, maybe I can replace it with something else. So since it happens rather often, thank you, Sebastian, by the way, for the last donation. I really appreciate that. I thought I'm going to replace this, and I have kind of a vague vision of just focusing on a coffee cup. So that's a little picture I thought we could build together as well. So lots of fun stuff. And then tomorrow we're going to do a bit of body painting in Substance Painter. Mr. Chris, the Wilton. Good to see you all. Appreciate you being here and sharing your Saturday morning with me, and Sunday morning, hopefully. Okay, so I'm going to go and finish this. And meanwhile, we can have a little chat. So this is something that I've done, just show you the whole project workflow here. I've started with this, and I've made, oops, hello. I've made not so much orthographic renders of just the bikini with canvases. So I just did the sides, so I had to hide the arms, so that's why she doesn't have any arms. But essentially, I just used the front camera here, or just a camera, and then I just turned that around. Wasn't under road, no, not here, that's this here. Turn her around, so I've had one from 0, then I had one from -90, and then I had one from 180, and then I had one from 90, essentially. And they're fairly flat, just so that I can project this on to the texture. And under render settings, under advanced, I went and rendered this out as canvases. So what happens when I do that is the canvases here, they have this note list here, and in there I've only selected the bikini. So what happens when I do that is that just the bikini is rendered out with a transparent background, and that lets me, so I'll show you what the assets look like if I go and find it. I see nothing here. Gotcha. Under overlays here, this is what it looks like. So this is the back render, so transparent, and just the bikini shows up, and that makes it easy for me to just like project it onto the Jinx texture, and then I can use that to do all kinds of demonstrations with Genesis 8.1. That's kind of the plan. So I've started here with the regular fill layer, and I've added some vertices so that it's kind of in the right position, and it worked okay. We need to go and just adjust the sides a little bit on the bottom here. So these straps, they should probably be more on the side, so I need to go and move this part further back, but the front part looks okay. So I'm going to go and add one of those things here, kind of here. In fact, this is probably going to be a split, so you can use the crosswise one, but I think I'm going to use the horizontal one here. No, actually I'm going to go split, like basically set a proper vertex here. See how that works out, kind of here. And when I select that, I can move this over. So you see, now that doesn't quite work. It kind of works okay. I think it works just about okay. So this here, I'm not worried about, because that's going to be taken care of by the projection from the side. I just wanted to shift this slightly further over to the right. Let's do that same thing here. This can just be a vertical split like here. Select, move over like so. Then we can also move it maybe up a tad, much like this. There, perfect. Great. Let's say that's done it. Let's try to do the same on the back, and I might just use the same layer here and just go and make a copy of it. Hide the front. Call this one back. Go to this thing here. And in fact, turn it around like so. Move it back. So we see that from the back, and that's of course not the right picture. So let's take care of that with this selected. This needs to be the back. Okay, perfect. And so the cool thing about this is that I don't have to worry about the stencil painting, because the stencil, and I'll show you this in Blender a little bit later, the issue with the stencil is that it's constantly moving the relationship between your screen and the object that you're trying to do something with. This has still got the same vertices. I don't know if I want that or not, but it'll be okay. grab these, just move them around here a little. It doesn't have to be perfect. I just wanted to have something that, you know, works in principle. This seems to be working okay. Already see what it looks like with the front together. There's no blending masks yet, but that is something that I can put in. Oh yeah, hiding the arms. That's something we can do in Substance Painter quite nicely actually with, I believe, on a per layer basis. I might do it on like here. And select the arms here, like that. Oh, actually, the other way around. So, arms gone. There we go, like this. And I think, if I go to that, yes, arms are gone. Perfect. So that's, I think, a geometry selection mask, I think they call it. It's one of those things. Who just popped in? It was the trader, of course. Hello, trader. How's it going? Good to see you. That is very true. No arms, you don't have to worry about anybody getting slapped. That's very true. So let's say, but we can probably adjust the kind of the front and the back later when this comes to projecting the back together. But this here, I'm thinking maybe this vertex will do for making this match up a little better. Same with this here. And trust me when I say I'm still learning the tools. I'm not entirely sure if this is in fact the right approach, but it seems to be. So it's kind of, it's really nice. I've tried so much texture painting or stencil painting, and that is that's often a bit of a problem. Like this here on the, this is now on the front. Let me switch back to the front. I think this here could do with going down a little so that that matches up a bit better. Well, that was maybe a little too much. We'll fake that on the side, I'm sure. Oh, also her arms are back. Ha! Let's hide her arms again. Was the arms? Yes, perfect. Arms gone. Okay. Sides, okay-ish. For a demo, it'll be good. It'll be good. Let's do the sides. I think I might do those from scratch so that I don't have all the vertices of the other two things with me here. I think there's a way. I don't really know if there is, but Vince, how's it going? Also, it's Saturday today, isn't it? Or is this Sunday for you already? Interesting. I'll be back tomorrow morning with more of this, with more of an educational thing on how to do body painting in Substance Painter. That is what this is in preparation for. Let's see if I can find my 3D projection settings here under scale. So we're having 0.46, something along those lines. That number, I just want to remember that number when I go and start a new layer now. That is for that. Chat is something. I've got a new button, guys. That's this one here. That means I can take the chat away. So if the chat gets too busy, or if there's something I want to keep for recording, I can always go and take the overlay off. So we still have the chat in the sidebar, but it kind of goes away in the overlay. Let me know what you prefer. Sometimes I think it might get a little bit in the way with editing, but you know. So I have a button for that now, which is cool. Crab and the rat are still here though. Watching BB or MasterChef. Very cool. So I'm going to make this this would be her left, so I'll call that left. And I'll go and hide the arms again here, like so. And then in here we also need color, so Alt click on color to isolate this so that we don't paint on any other channels. And then, oh yeah, and this is then my, is this the right one here? Left, yes, that's the one. That goes into here. And because that's all over the place, I think I should be able to say warp projection. Should be able to say scale here on the bottom. Let me go and say 0.46 on all, whoops, on all channels. 0.46, 0.46. And that just helps me to make to get the scale better, so I don't have to refigure out how big that was. Projection depth, I'll make that a little deeper here. And this needs to come from here as well. There, and at least it's in roughly the right position now. We'll see how that blends together. So this here, I think that also needs to just shift to the right a little. If I just try to line it up from the front here. Also maybe give the front a mask while I'm here. There's already parts that I know that I won't need here. So I'll go and put like technically a white mask on here. So not on here, sorry, on the front. Put a white mask on here so that everything gets through. And then I can just go and paint the parts out that I know I'm not going to use on here. Do the same here. There. We know we're not going to use that on from the front projection. This here, that might blend over then. So same with the back. Let's go and use a white mask and say this and that I probably won't need, but it's also not a problem to let it to leave it there if I just take put the side projections onto the top there. There. Let's say that's that. Now we go back to the left. We can see how that might blend together. So left, it could also do with a mask already. Because I'm pretty sure this isn't gonna, we're not gonna use that. This maybe. And the fine works we're gonna do later. So then to line this up, yeah, one at the top, one at the bottom, I was thinking. A little bit of mask fudging, and then that's almost passable as okay. This here, that's somebody's mask. I'm not sure whose. Oh yeah, here, this one, I guess. Let's tidy that up. Same here on the front. I have a feeling that's probably the front mask. I know that's our mask here. So with that, let's go and paint a little bit of additional stuff in here, like so. And then we'll set another vertex so that this comes down here. Maybe just by doing that. usable. Chemis, tell us what happened to your aircon and why did it blow up? I can tell you that I've been living without an aircon for a couple of days. Back when Hurricane Katrina hit, that's when our aircon completely packed up, and that was not fun. I gotta tell you, it's not fun. Not fun at all. What happened to yours? And that's this. So we're gonna go and try to move this strap a little bit further to the right here. That maybe. I'm trying to use as few vertices as possible, so I'm thinking maybe I can get away with the horizontal ones here. Horizontal kind of here. And then of course it has to also match up with the back, so maybe I'll just use maybe I have to use 4 vertices. This can, oh, that's not from here. Is that from, what's that from then? Could have sworn that, oh, that's wrong color. So that can go. And then back can be adjusted a little bit further. Also here, I think another one of these here, maybe. And then another one kind of here. I think that's where that is. Goodie. And then this was the back. Yeah, perfect. So then that can just go away here. There. And then we can just adjust the back separately for that to blend in a little better here, I'm thinking. Like, so you have one here, I'm thinking. Huh. Like that, and another one here. Tell you that, maybe we need another one, actually, unless we have one that we can use. Yeah, let's just use that. Perfect. Okay. Left, done. Let's do the right then. And then we've got it. So new fill layer. We call it right. And we'll say in right, we're going to go and hide the arms. Like so. And then here we want to go and paint on the color, right? Oh, the box outside, dang. Yes, I think that's what happened with us as well. Is that we have this unit on the inside, and that kind of is the one that circulates the air and filters the air. But then there's this unit on the top of the house, and that is the one that actually got hit by the storm. And they had to replace that, and that also meant we had to have the other unit replaced for some reason. So it was terrible. It was actually really good of our landlord to what he did there. Because it was hurricane times, they had to fly one in from Texas, and because a lot of people's aircons were shot at the time, so he got one in from Texas, and it's a 1-bedroom apartment, and the unit that he got was for like a 5-bedroom house. So while it worked so efficiently that it sounded like a jet engine, and it was just too loud. Also, the amount of cold air was blasting out was essentially just like freezing us. So he was very kind and he just swapped it out. So Emerga, how's it going, buddy? Vince's mind was elsewhere. Okay, so you're on Saturday with us, but join us again on Sunday for sure. What are those things, Vince? We've all been there. UV projection, we go and say this here is now the right. Right goes here. UV projection to warp projection. And then down here under scale, I say, I wonder if there's a way to I can't I? Haha, just click that icon, 0.46. And then we're good because we're going to leave it like that. Oh, I love it. And then this here needs to come from that side. See if we can shift it into place. Maybe projection depth. A little deeper. Let's start with the top. We'll see which part lines up the best. So I think it's kind of the back strap here. That already looks good without messing with the mask. That's actually quite nice. I'll give it a white mask. This is that, and this goes up to here. Okay, that's actually quite handy. I don't think I need to do any like a ton of work here. Maybe just take this off. Oh yeah, I see. And then we go and just move it down at the top there. Here at the front, we'll take away what we don't want. And yeah, I might try like these things here. I'll go and put 1 point here and try and move that and that down. I shouldn't have done that without the bottom points. So bottom's okay. I'm going to go and put that here. Top's okay. Bottom's looking presentable. I suppose I could put this slightly further up. And maybe this as well. There's that kink at the bottom here, but I think I'm going to live with that. It's just for a demo, so we're okay with that. And then this here is just the front mask, isn't it? Yeah, perfect. So I can just go and tidy that up. Ha! Substance Painter! My best new friend! Oh, has it arrived, Camilla? That is really, really cool. Woohoo! Congrats! Very, very cool. And the new power supply and all that fit in as well? No problems? I love it. This is the right approach. I like that because it's one of those things you don't often you don't need new hardware for everything. You just upgrade what you have, and you know, it's still a lot of mileage in the old lady, as they say. Oh yeah, so we need to go and bring this. What did we do on the other side here on the left? I totally forgot about that. And we just brought that back a little. And I think we don't need this. Also, do we have this strappy thing here from... No, we don't. We could just go get rid of it completely. What do we do on the other side? We did leave it. We did leave it kind of there. So I'll do the same, just bring it up, but it's kind of the same same position here, so it's easy to get rid of it. Just paint it out. That's possible. Just make it end here. I'll leave it there. It doesn't matter. I just wanted to make sure it's kind of symmetrical. So just bring that up. Kind of this, and then the top as well. There. I suppose technically we should select all of these as well as this guy. We could probably select all of these actually. And bring the whole thing up. Oh, yesterday, guys, I need to show you this as well. I downloaded Blender 3.3 Alpha. The new hair tools. Have you seen them? We have to have a look at that, because they are seriously rad. It has to do with new curve brush project or whatnot, a curves project or whatnot. It's all very, very complicated under the hood, but my god, hair tools, very cool. So unlike working with guide hairs and then imagining what the thing is going to look like, they've figured out a way for Eevee renders to make it look super handsome literally immediately. That's just so cool. I've downloaded it, including the demo project, and it looks so cool. Seriously cool. So we line this up with that, and then I'm going to go and try to line just the back projection up with the strap that comes out here, because this is from the back, isn't it? Yeah, perfect. So just make that kind of work. And I think also on the back, I think I don't really need any of that. I just make these things somehow line up here. I think I was a bit zealous with the mask here. So like this, and then we're just going to go and shift this up here. That's on the back. Yeah, that doesn't look... I suppose we can have an extra vertex here, so we don't have to distort this all that much. Like kind of here. Doesn't have to be the perfect fit now, does it? Oh, that needs to be corrected. That doesn't quite fit the way I had expected. We also don't have a projection from here, so that's also distorting this a bit. But that's okay. We can go and put, while we're here, I should have had two, because the one on the left butt cheek's okay. It's just this one that... Oops. Butt cheek correction algorithm has been employed. Yeah, it's good enough. So that already lines up pretty well here, doesn't it? This here is probably a mask thing. Could be the front. Don't know where that comes from. Let's see what that is. It's probably the front. That just needs, the front needs to come down a tad, I'm thinking. Like here. Sweet. And then this here, I don't know where that comes from. It could be the back. Yeah, it's the back. So it's back mask. Let's go and paint on that and get rid of that. As good as we can. Oh, we don't want to get rid of that. Put that back. And this here, maybe we need to correct the back at this point then. Yeah, I don't want to interfere with the other side, so I'll go and add another vertical split here. Yeah, that's okay, isn't it? Goody! Have we got it? Does that look okay? Kind of does, doesn't it? So let me try and bake this into kind of a map that combines this together with the actual skin textures. You could go fancy, you could go and add a transparency layer underneath here, and then essentially bake yourself a transparency map. That'll take care of that. But I think I'm going to go and combine it with the Jinx texture. So I'll go and import those and add them to the person. Oh, Mr. House, thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate that. That is really nice. See, this is what I mean. This is why I'm going to go and have to make that little coffee graphic. Maybe we get there today. Who knows? We're nearly done with this part. Very cool. Thank you, Mr. House. I haven't seen you in a while. How's it going? Okay, so Jinx maps. Let's see then. So these are the ones that I've got here. I'm not sure if I've exported the Jinx maps from here. I can go and export this from this project here with arms. It's the HD version as well. So I'll go and bring her arms back. I think that's a good start, isn't it? Bring Jinx's arms back. I've hidden them on the Surfaces tab together with the fingernails. And this is a wonderful tip by Chris, actually. If you have items parented to the figure that you don't want to export, Chris, you're the man. I've tried this so many times now and it works just a charm. We can go and head over to File, Export, and then go find your project. I think this is the one. Add an OBJs folder here. And this is the HD version of Jinx. So I'll say Jinx HD with maps. Save that. And this one is essentially just the DAZ Studio setting. And we'll use everything except for here under Write Surfaces. I'm going to go and collect the maps so that they all end up in a folder where I can pick them up. And then up here, this is what Chris does under Filter Objects. He just goes and says Selected Roots. Ha! And then you deselect this, include parented, and then none of the clothing, nor the eyelashes, nor any of the other stuff will be exported, which is really, really cool. So thank you, Chris. Yes, I'm sorry, Brian. I had to do that. I brought them back though. I put them in a safe place. So that's really all I needed, because now I can go and put these maps onto Jinx. I'm gonna go and put maybe these things. Now they're all back together, which is nice. Can we go and put this together and say bikini? There we go. That's all in here now. I thought, no, it's not, because I have to go and select these things and then put them in there. So complicated, isn't it? There we go. Now we can collapse that. Also, Jay, save your project. Save your project, Jay. Always a good idea. How's it going, Brian? Congratulations, by the way, on Roberta's 15th birthday. Brian's cat Roberta is 15, or kind of yesterday, I guess. So well done, Roberta. There's a very old age for a young lady like Roberta, so I'm glad she's with us. Very, very cool. And Mr. Kevin Phillips joins us from Facebook. How's it going? He's here now. All is well, carry on as you were. That is very cool. Roberta. Hey, I'm donning the mouse mug this morning. I haven't featured the mouse mug for a while, so this is the WP Guru mouse mug, which is just nice, isn't it? With the mouse on there. Very good. Kevin, how are you today? How are the head morphs working out for you? I'm glad you found something that you can use. Come on, the fun part now, putting the textures onto Jinx and then combining them together with the bikini. Let's see if we can make it happen. So first of all, we're going to load the assets in, and we don't even need all of them, I don't think. We only need a certain amount here. So we don't need the eyelashes and tear ducts and all that. We don't need that. This is the bikini. We don't need that either. So we need this and that. Technically only the body map, because we haven't done anything to the rest of the arms and all that. But just to show you how you might want to handle that and how we're going to do it tomorrow, I'll just go and import the arms, the face, the body, the legs, and the head. And then I'll go and apply those. We go texture, and we say Jinx overlays going to be imported into this project. So here they all are, and with my, because I split up my layer stack, I'm going to go and literally drag these things over onto the Jinx body where they need to be, and that'll create a new fill layer. So the arms go on the arms, so make sure you don't drag them onto the body, drag them on the arms like so, and you say that's the base color. And that doesn't look great at the moment, but we're gonna work this out. The body goes on the body. It chooses the warp projection right now, which it shouldn't, but we're gonna fix that in a second. Then we have the head. Head goes on the back here, base color. Then we have the face. The face goes on the front, like here, base. And then we have the legs. So it's all mangled right now because the settings are not correct. But we're gonna go and work that out. So we don't really want warp projections on any of these layers. So these are the things there. So like legs, you can rename them or you can just leave them as they are. I'm going to put the bikini on the top of the stack actually. And let's start with the legs here. So legs, it's not warp projection. It is fill match per tile like this. You do that. So now basically the whole of the legs is applied to all parts of the body, and that is also not what we want. So we're going to go into here, and we're going to do this like 5 times. So we're going to go into here and select what UDIM tile this is specific for. So in my case it's number 3. So rather than deselecting all the other maps here and just leaving it on number 3, you can just alt click that. So that's like the geometry selection mask we had before. So that's that, and then we have the next thing is the face. That's also a little bit mangled perhaps. Let's go and put that to match per tile. Then it's kind of in the right position, but we want to restrict it so it's only on the face. So alt select, now it's only on the face. Now this is the head, same thing. I think had I set this to fill immediately, it wouldn't have been a problem, but because I was on this on the other, is this it? Could be. Thought this was the body, I'm not sure. This is the body. I think because I was on warp projection, it just did this automatically as I dragged these things in. You can also just create fill layers manually. That also works. It's that, and then body. That's this as well. It's a bit suspect. I thought it's an 8.1 character. I thought this was split out here, but maybe I'm mistaken. Arms, same thing. Match. And then you, whoops, then you click this, and then you say arms is this. There. And you think that's it, but it isn't for some bizarre reason. So what you have to do, and don't ask me why that is, you have to create a fill layer on top, and then everything is hunky-dory, isn't it? Or with a black mask inside, maybe. Why doesn't this work? Yeah, I think there's something didn't go right here, did it? I don't think that's correct here. Something went wrong. Do you know, Camilla, first of all, a little bit of practice for me. That's the point. And second, I'd like to combine the bikini with the body texture so that we can do texture painting without having a naked body in Substance Painter tomorrow. That is really all. That's the reason why I'm doing this. Let's see if it's all correct here. This is the legs. This is the face. This is the head. I see, I think that is not the correct Udym tile. I don't think. These are the eyes down here. And maybe it is. I thought the head and the body are on two different Udym tiles. Let's check. I know so little about Substance Painter. I need all the practice I can get. Oh no, it's the same Udym tile, isn't it? So it's the body and the head. Isn't it? Yes, this is the head part, this is the body part. It's just two different material zones, but it's the same Udym tile, so that's good to check. Good to check. Yeah, so that's correct then. Then this is the body, and that is also on that. Oh, maybe it's because is it in the wrong part of the stack? Could that be? No, that is also not correct. Why is that then? I have no idea. Yes, so for the body painting itself, you'll need Substance Painter. So we'll do the actual body painting in Substance Painter. I'm gonna have to try this again with another project, see if where my mistake was there. Let me go and save this, and let me just start this, start a brand new project and see if I can work out where the mistake was. Let's do that. We'll leave that on here. We'll leave that on here, and import it baked. Well, first of all, geometry. I don't think we have Jinx with without material, so that I need as well. I had that from a different thing, but I hadn't exported her for that. So let me go and switch her to base res. That should work. And then export her again. And I'll say Jinx SD, no mats. And when I do that, same thing applies. I'm just not going to write any surfaces. And that gives me the mesh that I need, that Substance Painter can understand. Like that, imported maps. I'll go and bring in the arms, the body, the face, the legs, and the head. And that just means it imports them automatically here. See if we can work out where the problem was. Here she is. And now let's go map baking. I think that's how it works. 49 textures. I think that is correct. The no material thing is important. Indeed, indeed, that is the problem. So I'll show you how to do this in Blender as well. That's the other thing I want to try. I've never tried like, you know, nice body painting in Blender, but it is possible to do it there. It's just the setup is a lot more complex. So both Blender and Substance Painter allow you to paint across the seams. But if you do this in Photoshop, you're going to end up with literally this map here. And if you wanted to paint over across this seam, you never know where the paint stroke goes. So that's why doing this in Substance Painter is so cool and so convenient. So yes, I like what Chris said. How to switch this back to 3D now? Where is that? This isn't that. This is it. There we go, 3D. It's also F keys, I think. Yeah. Combine 3D, 2D. Gotcha. So take this away, and I might do it just the manual way. So I'll go and create a fill layer and call this one the body, and then I have another one I'll call the face, and then I have another one I'll call the head. Maybe that was the problem. Usually I could just drag them in. Let me try the dragging in thing again. We've got nothing, and we drag things in. Come on, we can do this. So we go and have this here. This is the arms. Left click and drag arms onto here. Now I think base color, arms, perfect. And we have fill match UV tile, perfect. Okay, cool. So then body, left click and drag on body, base color, perfect. Goodie. Then we have face. Face goes on here. Face. Then we have head. Head goes on here. Maybe it's because I was in warp projection mode then. That's possible. And then we have legs. Goodie. And now, does it recognize the UV tiles automatically then? Could that be? Because so the reason why we don't see everything is because we just need one fill layer on the top, and that should now show us everything, but clearly it's not working. Do we need a mask inside that? Is that possible? Black mask in there? No, that didn't do it either. Or white mask maybe? No. I know about the fill layer, I just don't know why it doesn't show us stuff. Let's put fill layer on the top, that's cool. And let's see if we can do this restricting to Udin tile thing. Head is that. Face is that. Body is that. Arms is that. Right? Go back to this and nothing. Dang, brother. Desk. Oh, there we go. Jinx. Good stuff. So that is how that works then. Why didn't it work in my other project then? Because clearly this did work. I wonder. Do you know, and during Christmas on Steam, you can get Substance Painter for about $100. Last year, at least, they did that. So, Kenny, I think so. So Adobe are difficult about this. So I did the same for Photoshop and Premiere, thinking I could cancel at any time. But you got to be careful. There's a monthly subscription, and there's also an annual subscription that you pay in monthly installments, and that you can't cancel month by month. So that's very important to remember. If you do the deal where you get a little bit of money off, you essentially pay monthly installments, but you still pay for the whole year. So if after 6 months you want to cancel, what happens is that Adobe say, sure, you can cancel, but we're going to bill you the next 6 months so that we can release you from your contract. Do you know what I'm saying? So careful about that. If you do want this month by month thing with the option to cancel, then you've got to make sure you don't pay the annual thing. Very important. I'll go and save this and see if I can revitalize my other project. So I'll say Jinx works, just because that does work. Maybe I need to go and change something. in my project here, because that's kind of, whoops. Why does everything disappear now? Oh, is it because I've got the, yeah, there we go. That's so what went wrong here then? And maybe I'll just do it all again. Let me just go and delete all of these and try it all again. Try it all again. It's set to UV projection now. I'm going to set it to this actually. Just so that this is kind of base setup. Let's try this again. Left click and drag arms on here. No, see, that's, why do you do that? It's using that surface projection thing, and I didn't want to do that. Maybe it's because there's stuff already in here. Could that be? I mean, it shouldn't be, but clearly that is kind of the case here. Let me try it manually. So I'll say this is the body. And then in here, I'll go and use base color. Whoops, come on. Dude, no. Dude, stop it. Color, body. Body goes into here. And shows on the legs, but that's kind of okay because we want to tell the body you're not for the legs, you're for the body. And that should work, but yet it kind of doesn't, which I find confusing. Because it did in the other project, didn't it? It kind of depends what you need, Kemi. I like the subscription because I don't mind and I get a ton of assets. And I get access to the other apps as well. But if you're confident you don't need that, go for the standalone. The standalone has the benefit that it'll last you many years without you having to upgrade. Subscription means you always have the newest version. I'm confused why this doesn't work. I'm totally confused. Is it the bikini that's confusing everything? Can't be. Is it the mesh? Have I got an issue with my mesh? Let me see. Could be an issue with my mesh. Don't know. Let me re-import the mesh, the one that we had here, the SD with no maps. Let's try that. Careful modifying the mesh. Yeah, that's okay. Ah, maybe it was my mesh then. Because that is not the bikini I remember. Oh, it's also because it's because we haven't baked anything here. It's baked stuff. Might have been that I had the high-res version before. This all looks very, very odd and very awkward. Does this still work? No, it doesn't. Oh, interesting. So yeah, it must have been my mesh then that had that issue. That I'm not going to redo that. I'm not going to redo that. I'll come up with other funky things then. So that totally didn't work out. Completely didn't work out. What a shame. So much time wasted. Hey, it was still fun though. It was still fun hanging out. It's my new NFT project. NFT, yeah, why not? Hey, Julia did something very, very cool. Maybe I can show you that tomorrow when I get it installed. So whenever I walk past Julia's computer these days, there's like 2 massive screens of code, and she looks at it and she knows actually what she's doing. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I don't know my wife anymore. It's very cool. So she's managed to pull in pictures from OpenSea to use in a video game that she's making inside Core. Isn't that amazing? So you basically use OpenSea as an image storage for a platform that doesn't natively allow you to upload assets because it's kind of a caged off system, a bit like the Fortnite editor. Very, very fascinating. Fascinating stuff. I'm still not going to give up on the stuff I've made. We're going to be able to bring that out somehow and at least use it somehow. I don't know what's wrong with my other materials here. I really don't understand that. This I don't think we need. Let me try this one more time, because you know, seriously, there's got to be a way around it. If I do this and I say that, just so that you have that, and if I then go and say your arms are going to put on here, no, it's still doing that. But even so, if I do that, he's made that new layer, and I'll say put it on the arms. Why isn't it on the arms? I don't really understand that. Because even with this fill layer in the way here. The white mask means everything should get through, right? And if it's not, that's the black mask. But none of it seems to do a trick. So I've got the base color here. Why isn't this displaying on the arms now? What happens if I just use it across all the tiles? Was that issue that we had to have a fill layer with a black mask at the top here? No. Or a white mask? No. That wasn't it. No, don't know. Could it be the mesh? I don't understand at all. Because it doesn't make any sense. Like Adobe apps often don't. That makes no sense to me at all. Yeah, that really doesn't make any sense to me at all. "20,000 followers, indeed. Yes, that is something to be proud of. We should do something like, you know, make 20,000 balls fall down in Unreal Engine and make them drop or something. Yes, thank you for remembering. Very good. Yes, I wasn't sure. Is it a good time to celebrate? Should I wait until I have 25,000? That's going to be in a year or so. So maybe I should just celebrate 20,000 followers tomorrow. Maybe I should do that. Huh. Thank you. Yes, thank you so much. It feels like a bit of an achievement, even though, to be really honest, I haven't really done anything. It's just people, 20,000 people thought my channel is important enough to click a button. I really appreciate that. So woohoo. That is so, I do feel extremely humbled, considering that it's just, you know, a little side project that I just mangle things around at. So shall we do it all again with the new mesh then? Is that what we need to do? That'd be bad. Or shall we not care? We could also do that. That's a possibility. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Camilla. Thank you, Kemi. How far are you away? Let's have a look. And then we want to make that coffee picture as well. youtube.com/0Calvin. Okay, there is that, Chris. Fine. Okay. It was a lot of hard work actually making all that stuff. Yes, that is true. Yeah, there we go. There is actually, if you know this website here, socialblade.com, you can research other people's channels. Did you know that? So if I wanted to know when is Brian likely to reach, what's it called here? 4,000 people, you type in 0Calvin here. And then you find his channel, and then you click on that. Make sure you don't click on an advert. And we can see channel rating is C+. These are the weekly subscribers here. These are his likely earnings. I don't know how accurate those are. Mine are fairly accurate, so that's kind of cool. But I guess it'll depend on the channel. So these are the live subscribers here, the kind of weekly subscriber editions. And then on, where was that? Future projections. you can have a look at when they reckon it's going to happen. So they think the 9th of November, in 4 months' time, you're going to reach just over 4,000 subscribers if everything keeps going as it is right now. Do you know, Kemi, fun fact actually, when you say like, so this subscriber growth thing where it says you're like when YouTube says you're getting whatever 60 subscribers a week, technically you're probably getting 100, and 30-40 people unsubscribe as well, because they just check you out for a week and they say this guy is a nutter and they unsubscribe again. So they only give you the basically the net, but there's a lot of fluctuation in there. Yeah, so there we go. So if we want to know how many PewDiePie has, A-, so he's not even A+. He's the 6th subscriber rank, which is kind of cool. Estimated monthly earnings between 13,000 and 219,000 in ad revenue. And he has 111 million. So if we wanted to figure out when does he actually get 120 million, in 5 years he'll have 118 million, so it's going to take a while. But hey, 111 million, that's not bad. So this time next year he's going to have 112 million. There we go. Just as an aside, if ever you wanted to check somebody's growth out, you can do that. What shall we do then? Shall we do the coffee thing here, or shall we give the whole bikini drawing thing with Jinx another go with the different mesh? What do you think? Plus bot subscribers, exactly. And then there's also YouTube taking that away, so that also happens. I think I'd like to finish what I started. I'll try it again. I'll try this all again with my Jinx works file. I'll just add the bikini on the top. I should be able to do that. Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that out. I'm gonna go and make a group here. Body works, I'll call it, and I'll put all of these things into here. There. And I can switch the whole group off. Don't offend YouTube in the process. And then this here, I don't need that anymore. And I can go and start by dragging in my bikini textures here. So I'll add those to here. Those are the ones I've made earlier as overlays. See how quick I can do it. Because the thing with everything is literally practice makes perfect. So I'll put that to Jinx Works and that, boom, perfect. Here they are. So I think now I can probably do that with the front. Go put that on here. Base color, see if that works. And it is a warp projection, it's correct. Front is probably enough. And under scale here, I'll say 0.46. That should still kind of work, shouldn't it? Perfect. Where's my oh, there, perfect. Surface projection, we don't want to do that. We can do this and then reset it all. Reset and reset everything there. No, not that. Not what I meant. Dang. Across everything, perfect. And we want to do this from the front. There. Projection depth 0.3, also good. Do it all again. Ryukin, how you doing? Panther, I haven't actually. I've heard a lot about it, but I have never used it. Are you a Critter user? What do you think of it? I have used GIMP before, But that, I gotta be brutally honest, that really isn't for me. I'm not a fan of all the floaty little panels, but from what I've heard of Krita, it is much, much better. So, I mean, not that you can really compare them, Krita and GIMP, just because they're both in the same open source camp. You can't really compare them. Yeah, I haven't had a need to do that. I'm a big fan of Photoshop and Clip Studio Paint. I use that. Black mask, that's not what I meant. I meant a white mask, didn't I? And I can go and get rid of the things I know we're not going to use. Oh yes, her arms as well. Arms. Do you know that's the body? Arms here. That perfect. And then we can go and I think do this. Arms gone. Perfect. Mask, paint this out since we're not going to need it on either side. Yeah, let me know how you like Krita. And we'll see about this later here if we needed to take care. I think I'm gonna probably go and take care of this whole thing and just make sure this somehow aligns here. Same here. Before I set any vertices, let me go and just duplicate that layer and make that the back. So I'll go and get rid of the mask. Dude, no. What the? Get rid of the mask, I say. No, dude, what are you doing? I don't understand. I want to get rid of the mask. Isn't that something we can just do? Like as in remove? Thank you, but leave the layer. Dang, Substance Painter. This is the back. Substance Painter. So from the back. And that's the wrong texture, of course, so hello? Am I on the right thing here? Yes. Where's the channel that I want to paint on? Dang! Is it under properties? And yes, there we go, perfect. Back goes in here. Maybe it could do with a bit of scaling. Goody, height's good. I'll copy this 2 more times. Like maybe just the back here. I'll go make this the left. That is kind of her right. We'll go and use this here. The other left, as Brian would say. And that is in fact that, so that goes in here. Do you know, it's always like that, isn't it? The second time around, it's all much faster. This one's the right. And we didn't even get around to doing the coffee picture just yet. I don't know if we will today. Let's see what we can do. Let's see what we can do. Oh, is it? Okay. Oh, hey, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to check it out. So Krita, the thing with Krita, it's actually good that we talk about this, because I was under the impression Krita is more like a program, a bit like Clip Studio Paint and Painter type thing. Is it more like Photoshop, you say? Because that is actually very cool. It would be just so nice to have a proper open source alternative to Photoshop. Oh, that's just the light here, isn't it? Yeah, okay, that's the light. Fine. Okay. Okay, let's see. If we can give these guys, whoops, no, sorry, give these guys white masks here, and then just go and paint out what we don't need, likely won't need, like this and that. Same with the left here. Don't know about that yet. Likely not going to need this. And then the back hasn't got a mask yet. Yeah, so back probably doesn't need to project this or that. Or this or that. Oh yeah, and then we have that like last time. Okay. And then of course we have the front as well. Front we've already taken care of the mask. Okay, let's see if we can align that with the left. I'm almost glad we're doing this twice. Almost. So if I leave the front as it is and just adjust the side here a little bit. Or in fact, treat myself to that. I see, I should have done this. I should have secured the bottom here, I suppose. Oops. Perfect, and then this is just a fix on the front mask, isn't it? Like that, perfect. And let's do that, and then another one on the below. And then again, front mask. We probably don't need that then. Fast and furious. I like it. Gray! I am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for asking. I appreciate that. And good to see you in the stream. I have to say, we've spoken via comments quite a lot. It's really nice to see you in the stream. Good to see you. Oh, you've used rap for that, Brian. That is a cool idea. That is a wild idea. Do you know, that's another challenge. I'd love to try that out. I don't think I've ever played much with the texture features inside of rap. That sounds exciting. That does sound exciting. See what the right-hand side has to offer here. Whoops, sorry, that was the right-hand side. How would you do that then? What would you use as pictures? Would you have similar textures that I'm projecting here? Is that how you do it? Gee, I'm going to leave the top as it is. Whoops. Dude. As Jay gets annoyed with the... Which side are we looking at now? This one here. So same there. Let me go and put a couple of... Yeah, maybe these like cross vertices here, that, and then another one. Yeah, so when I discovered this principle, I thought this is really handy, a really handy way to do projections without having to, without having to constantly change the stencil with stencil painting, which is also something I was going to show you, and then I got totally distracted here. I'm hoping I can do it all. I think it lines up. It just needs, the front needs to come down a bit maybe. On which we don't actually have this yet, but if I go and add one cleverly, like literally just here. There. That's almost believable. Now if we line up the back, we're good. You send the nude character and the clothing separately, then transfer the map the same way you would by doing a normal. Oh, as full geometry, you mean? You mean as full geometry, right? You have a nude character geometry, then you have just the clothing as geometry, and then you just combine those as maps, really? That is a wild idea, Brian. Thank you, Trader. I'm glad you think so. I need a little bit more convincing by my results that don't often work out. But I'm very happy about your confidence. I'm glad about that. Brian, that is a very cool idea to explore. I've never really even thought about this. Wrap is such a cool program. I'm so glad that you suggested buying that. And I'm so glad that we got that deal, gotta say. I'm just gonna go and put this here. And then that goes down. Did I secure the bottom there? No, I didn't. Of course I didn't. Why didn't I? Luckily I got away with it. There's also this. I don't know where that comes from. I could add another vertex here, I suppose. Dude, seriously. Pick vertex! Let me adjust! I want to adjust the... Oh, there we go. Substance painter wasn't quite ready yet. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. Vertex on the wrong thing. I think that would have been the right one here. No, it wasn't. It was correct on the back, wasn't it? this thing? Oh no, no, oh, that's the mask then. That's what I mean. Back. Right, same here. So this is the back there. Yeah, perfect. So I try that, come down, get rid of that, and then also to just make sure this stays in place. Yeah, bring back, good stuff. And then this would have been the left here, I suppose. Yeah, perfect. So we'll go and get rid of that. Cool, so then the only other thing I'm thinking of doing is to put that here. And here, and then one here, and then with luck, I don't know if that's gonna work. I'm trying to adjust the fit a little bit, but that doesn't work on the bottom here, also because of that. Well, yeah, there we go. Oh, so that is also possible. Nice. Well, maybe next time. We'll leave everything as it is. Less vertices are best. And then a little bit of touch up here. This comes from the back mask. Let's not look too closely at that. We'll be okay. How about the top? It's usable. Great. Good preparation for tomorrow. A pirate girl with a Das Weasel. Okay. Interesting. Maybe just tone him down a little in Photoshop. Is that a possibility? Is he just too light in total? He stands out too much? Okay, I've got this. Now together with that should work, right? Now I've got drawn on textures onto character. So in an ideal world, save J, if I go and export this out as maps, all I need really is the body map. If I apply that back to Jinx inside Das Studio, then that should take care of pretty much everything, right? I'm thinking. Let's see if it works. See if I have anything else in here that I don't need anymore. I really don't need all of it, but I just will export all of it in maybe 4K as well. Boom. See if it works. Base mixing, yes, good point, Kemi. Kemi is the man. That's very good. Kemi knows his stuff. I really like that. Really appreciate your suggestions. It's fantastic. Is that the body map we're all after? It does look good indeed. Look at that. Any touch-ups we could make in Photoshop if we wanted to. But look, that is actually fairly cool. I love the idea, Brian, of doing this in wrap. That is very cool. This, yeah, absolutely. That could do with a bit of adjustment in Photoshop, but you know, let's not worry about it too much. Yeah, very good. I could have had another render and literally projected it from the bottom. That's also possible. Let's see if this works. So I have flat lighting here, so that's why it doesn't look all that great lighting wise. body is here. And all we really need is the... I mean, I could pop it in the... Yeah, we only really need the base color, so that's fine. I think I'm going to go and grab... Not that I need all of them, but I'll go and grab these maps out and put them somewhere safe. Dude. Awesome, that means I can go and get rid of these. And then use that. Man. Many of which I'll delete, of course. Go drag that into this. Like so, and then lo and behold, Jinx is now wearing the bikini, even though I've switched the bikini off. I like it. And most importantly, I can now go and use this as a demo thing to export maps and then go and, you know, do all the rest of it. Well, let's just try it out, shall we? Because so yes, let's try out, see if I can make this work. If I go and make my save my scene as Jinx bikini body. In fact, that's not quite what I wanted to do. I meant to have this as a scene subset. There. Without all the other stuff, and just not even with this, just like that. That was the plan. So now I can go and make a new scene. It's all coming together. Yes, Brian and I, we totally splurged out. So Brian got it first, and I was so impressed by the software that I bought it myself, and I've never regretted it. It's such a cool thing. You can use it to take an arbitrary mesh and essentially wrap another mesh around it. That's its main purpose, essentially. So if you had the Genesis figure and you had a 3D body scan and you wanted to have that figure, basically the Genesis figure take on the shape of that, you'd need some clever algorithm that basically just wraps the Genesis figure around that, and that's what this program can do. But it can do so many other things, like dealing with textures and stuff. It's seriously cool. It's very, very cool. So that. Let's see if it works. I'm so glad you guys can help each other out. That's really cool. Yes, look at that. Perfect. That's really cool, Brian. I'd like to try that out. See if we can make it work together. Maybe that's a good idea for tomorrow. So, okay, let's see if I can figure out how to paint across seams here on Jinx's body with Blender. So that's something I'd like to put on tape. Close this down. I think we don't need Substance Paint anymore because it's kind of the same principle in Substance Paint. Actually, I'll leave it open. I'll show you. Maybe I'll use the latest version of Blender, like the latest version, which is 3.3 alpha. Awesome crew, right? I'm thinking that as well. Totally. Oh yeah, hairs and hair shader. Actually, let me show you this before we get going here. In Blender 3.3, so I've downloaded this yesterday, and there's also a that's cool permanently allow. No, ignore. Ah, what a shame. What a shame. So this is a kind of a demo file that you get with the latest version of Blender, and this is a character that they've made for their latest project, which is called Heist. I'll switch off the overlays here, and what's new in Blender 3.3 are these hair nodes here. So you can literally grab one of these. This is the beard here. Yes, that's part of the beard, and you can go into kind of a hair sculpt mode, and you can go and adjust the hair. That was selection paint. I totally didn't mean to do that. So you can go and comb the hair somehow, I think. Maybe pinch it. Is that how you do it? I think I may have selected something. I tried it yesterday. It's super, super cool. Maybe I can get it going again. It's just so fascinating because this guy is... So the project Heist is going to be a 2-minute animation, and they're going to render that in Eevee. And check it out. If I switch over my viewport to, that's actually Material Preview. I meant to switch it over to Eevee. It'll take a while for Blender to calculate this. So this is Eevee now calculating this live, and it is phenomenal to see this guy in Eevee, and you get all these assets for free, so you can have a look and see how it goes. The hair is made out of several hair objects here. So he has the beard here, he has the ear hair, he has some eyebrows, he's got the mustache, he's got the hair under the head. So those are all separate objects, and they're building this right now, and it's just very, very cool. So I thought at first, hey, maybe they didn't deliver the textures with it, but they are coming. It's just, Blender needs a second here to think about it. It's just so cool when I managed to play around with the beard. So there we go. He's coming together here. Einar. And I don't know what the movie is going to be about, but whoops. There's the eyes now, and it's Eevee. I mean, that is what I found just insane about this, that this is not Cycles. They did this so that they could render it faster in Eevee. And this is all hand painted with bump maps, and it's insane. Absolutely insane. Unbelievable, isn't it? Ghetto Code Animations, how you doing, buddy? This is Blender 3.3, the alpha version. Seriously cool. Let me see if I can get this beard going before I show you how to paint across seams in Blender on textures. So let's see if I can make this invisible. In fact, all the beard invisible. Great. Let's do that. I think the first thing I need to do, if I remember this correctly, is I'll go and add a new beard object. Oh, I'm in sculpt mode, so I gotta go into edit, or go into object mode first, I think, and add. This is a curve object, I think. No, it's not. It's a... I've already forgotten. Ah, where was it? Text metaball surface. It wasn't a surface. I thought it was a curve. Empty hair, there we go. I think I need to do that. Empty hair. Don't know why I can't do that right now. Disabled, no active mesh object. Oh, I see. Maybe I need to go and select him. Is that what I need to do? Select the surface. Oh, man. There. Selecting him. Let's try it again. Curve, empty hair, there we go. Empty hair object, and that's just the container, so that we can now go into sculpt mode, I think, and then you can add hair like this, I think, and that comes out in slats rather than hairs, and I've forgotten where to change that. Yeah, so this is supposed to be hairs, and there's a way to switch that over, but how to do it? I had it going yesterday. There's a really nice video by Andy Goralczyk. He shows you all about this. Mick posted this on the Discord in the Blender channel, and it let you paint with hair, so it looked different than this. I just have no idea how to do that. There's a setting that you switch over. It's super, super cool. Let's see if I can find it. It was all based on geometry nodes, I seem to remember. Length, shape, point. Item, maybe. Was it under item? No, definitely under somewhere. Was it curve shape? No, I don't recall. And with more, you paint more. It was really cool. Sadly, I don't remember how to do it. Yeah, I don't remember. But hey, good to check it out. If I do work out how it works, I'm going to let you know. That's the one, Brian. Thank you. It doesn't chemi, no. It's such a shame I can't show you. It was super easy to paint, and the amount of geometry that gets created was really easy. So yeah, it didn't take a lot of power at all. So on my system, it was working like butter. Okay, let me show you how I can export this character here and then paint across seams. That was one of the questions I got, and I hope I can show you how this works. So the part of the problem is, of course, that we need the geometry, but we also need either the textures that we want to paint on, or we need to create ourselves new textures so that this makes sense, because it's all about texture painting in Blender. So let me go and try that out. If I go and export, well, first of all, I'll switch her to base resolution. We already have that. And I'll go and export her out into maybe a new folder. I'll call this one Jinx for Blender, just so that we know it's all in one folder here. I'll call her just Jinx. And she's an 8.1 character. I'm going to export her at 1% of the size. I'm going to do this here, filter object selected roots. And I'm going to go and write all the materials. I'm going to go and collect them just so that we have all the diffuse maps in one place. We don't have to use them, but if we wanted to, we can. I'll show you both ways of how to use existing textures as well as how to make your own. It's fairly simple. So I'll go and import her now. It's just the setup work that you gotta do. That is fairly excessive, I think is the word that I'm looking for. But that's because of texture painting, and there's a lot of stuff that you need to do. I'll go and make this Jinx for Blender. There we go. So we have the OBJ. Let's import that. We don't want to split her, and that's all we need, I think. The Deviant is here. Yes, watch it, Kemi. It's a really good video, and I'm really looking forward to what's going to happen in Blender 3.3. Hair is one of those things I have never really found great hair tools. So the one in Blender was really the one that I thought, woo, that is as close to very good as it got. Sadly, I can't remember how to use it. So with our character then, currently on the Materials tab, we see that each surface here has a material already. And Blender's loaded the textures that came with it already. So if I go and put this over to texture preview mode, we should see them all. So this is all set up now. So that means I can go and start painting on any of these textures here. And we do that with texture painting mode. That is, so you can use the new workspace for that, but you don't have to. You can just go into texture paint with that, and you can start painting. Right now we're painting on the same textures that are already there, but if they're not, then that's a problem. So I know that the face and the body here, there's a texture seam there. So if I go and do that, it kind of works. If I go across the seam, it automatically does that. So that's really, all you need to do in order to get going there. Be mindful that the performance in Blender when it comes to texture painting isn't great, I have to say. I've tried transferring like high resolution face textures onto characters, and it really isn't great when it comes to performance. So here's another seam from the shoulder over to the arm. So it's, for Blender, it's not really a problem to do that. So in principle it works, but just so that you know what happens there, under the shading tab, you can see that that Blender's kind of made the setup here already. So what's happening here is that the principled shader is set up. Into it we have a texture node into which we plug in this texture that we've gotten with the character. So that may or may not be what you want. In here you can see the actual textures here. I'll go switch the UDIM overlay off, and this is the face texture. So this is equivalent to what I've painted here, but that paint stroke kind of ends over here where the face ends. And if I go and pick myself a different image like the body, then you can see that this is where the paint strokes continue, and Blender's kind of calculated that automatically. Likewise here with the arms. If I select the arms here, I can see that this is where that paint stroke kind of automatically got split up, and Blender knows how to do that because of the UDIMs. But that's not necessarily how you might want to do texture painting. So often you don't want to create a whole character from scratch. You probably want to use, or I'm imagining you probably want to use existing textures, and you might want to add something on top of it like body painting. And in that case you wouldn't use this. In that case you would make your own textures, and that works by, well, making your own texture. So I'm going to go and make myself some, maybe one for the face, one for the body, and one for the head here. So in order to do that, we can use this existing shader setup here. We don't have to worry about that. I'll go and click this icon here for new image, and I'll say new face. I'll just call everything new, and then I'll say 4096 by 4096. You can use an alpha here and click OK. That's new face. It's not black, so that's not that. You pick any color that you wish. So on the face, you can go and pick the face, and we have the face here. We can go and put that new texture in here in new face, and now her face turns black. Creepy, huh? So now we do the same for the head here. Here it is, make a new texture for the head. So new head is what I want. I'll keep it on black. Alpha is important because then you can extract a transparency map and then maybe turn it into a geoshell if you want. And then over here, I'll go and say new head. There we go. That's black as well. The ears are part of the face, so you can just go, if you need to paint on the ears, you can just find that material here and replace that with the same material. So in our case, it's also the face. There. Same with the lips. And then we go, that's also new face. There we go. And it'll be important to do that so that you know that you can extract that texture data as well. I might do another one for the body. Where's the body? Is the first one here. There we go. Once again, new texture, new body. There. So the benefit of doing it this way is that you can now go ahead and go back to your layout here, and you can go and start applying body paint even with whoops. Why are we not seeing anything? Oh, because we're not in the... Oh, that's interesting. Why doesn't that work? Am I not painting with the color? Why does that not work? Curious. You can't, Yoshi, because each surface will have a different texture. Why does that not work? I had expected to be able to paint on this now, but I guess I can't. It should have just worked like this, and the maps should have been... What happens with or without alpha? Oh, that demo didn't work so well, did it? Why does that not work? Mix, darken, lighten. Just overlay, perhaps. That's just the blending mode. Mix should have worked, but it doesn't. I can't tell you why that doesn't work, to be honest. It should have just worked, but like so many times. Why does that not work? Got the texture, got it in here. Alpha is not important right now. Interesting. I'll call it new body 2 here. That's fascinating. Let's try without alpha. Is that something that works? I should have actually made it a different new body 3. I should have made it a different color here, just so that we know this is gray. New body 3. Isn't that the texture here that we're painting? Or maybe black wasn't a good color. No, that still doesn't work. I can't tell you why. Oh, do you know, it could also be that I'm on the alpha version. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Now it works. As expected. Huh. I'm on this alpha version of Blender, so it could well be that it has issues. I should have thought about this. See if transparency works. It does. Does it not? Nope, it doesn't. I don't know why. Could be the alpha version. Also, performance isn't great. Oh, it's the wrong symmetry maybe that I'm using here. No, symmetry doesn't need to do it. I thought it would have been X. So that should also appear here, but it looks like it doesn't do that. It does it that way. Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's because it acknowledges what the character had in there before. So maybe I need to put the Z. Is that, yeah, Z works. Not that it makes sense. It should have been X, but hey. So symmetry works after all. Interesting. So yeah, performance not good in Blender. It has to do with the brush size, I think. You have to go and make it really small. And then it kind of works sometimes. But yeah, that's how you paint across seams. That was not a good demo. That should not become a highlight. Undo change is your middle name. Okay, let me have a look what the ghetto code was saying. Create music inside Dash Studio. You can't. I don't think you can. That is not something I've ever tried. I think there's a hack way, but it doesn't work very well. So you'd have to put that together with your rendered animation afterwards in a video editor. Was there anything else? You've also asked something else, didn't you? No, that was it. That's just Camilla saying you've asked something. Yeah, no, I don't think you can do that. Well, what a shame that it didn't work out as great as I had hoped. Maybe I can show you again with the other version of Blender that should be a little bit more stable. Maybe we can do that tomorrow. We also didn't get around to making our coffee picture, so I might go and try that again tomorrow. Hey, total experimental stream. Thank you so much for being here with me. I'm going to go and cure my throat. I don't know what happened there. Maybe I should drink some water. Thank you so much for being here. I'll be back tomorrow with some more 3D shenanigans. Hopefully with some good body painting now that I have all the preparations made. We'll do some good body painting in Substance Painter. There's going to be a little video I'm going to release just after this in which I've shown you the principle as a time-lapse workflow Well, and I've made some couple of great renders that I've already shared with my supporters, so I'm going to go and release that this afternoon. Join me again tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I believe Chris is streaming today at about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I might drop in there, see what he's doing today. Something cool, I hope. And Brian, thank you so much for the rap tip. That is also something I want to look into. Have a wonderful rest of Saturday. I'll see you later. Take care. Bye-bye.
papa, bibiente lipi tupu, popolapa, bibiente lipi tupu, tupu ipi bibiente, papa sipi aspa.